Ever wonder why our minds work the way they do? Why we sometimes make decisions that don't quite make sense, or why certain things stick with us more than others? Today, we're exploring 5 key rules of psychology that shed light on these questions. Let's begin with Rule 1, the halo effect. This psychological phenomenon explains how our overall impression of someone can influence how we perceive their character. Imagine meeting someone who's really charming and well-spoken. You might automatically assume they're also intelligent, kind, and trustworthy, even if you don't have any evidence for those traits. This is the halo effect at work. We tend to let a single positive trait color our entire perception of a person. It's why first impressions are so powerful, and why someone who seems perfect in one area can appear flawless in every other way. But here's the catch. No one is perfect. It's important to remember that just because someone shines in one area doesn't mean they're without flaws in others. By being aware of the halo effect, we can try to see people more clearly, appreciating their strengths while also recognizing their weaknesses. Now, Rule 2, Cognitive Dissonance. This is a term that might sound a bit complex, but it's something we all experience. Cognitive dissonance happens when we hold two conflicting beliefs, or when our actions don't match our beliefs. For example, let's say you believe in eating healthy, but you find yourself reaching for that extra slice of cake. That uncomfortable feeling you get? That's cognitive dissonance. Your brain doesn't like inconsistency, so it tries to resolve the conflict by justifying your behavior. You might tell yourself, "It's okay, I'll work out tomorrow," or "It's just a special treat." Our minds are constantly working to align our thoughts, beliefs, and actions to avoid this discomfort. But the real growth happens when we acknowledge this dissonance and make changes to live in a way that's more true to our values, even if it's challenging. Moving on to Rule 3, the bystander effect. This rule highlights a surprising aspect of human behavior. The more people there are in a situation, the less likely it is that any one person will help someone in need. Picture this. You're in a crowded street, and you see someone who needs help. You might hesitate, thinking, surely someone else will step in. But the problem is, everyone is thinking the same thing. This diffusion of responsibility means that, often, no one ends up helping at all. The bystander effect can be a powerful reminder that, in situations where help is needed, we shouldn't wait for someone else to act. Taking responsibility, even when others are around, can make a real difference. Whether it's helping someone in an emergency or standing up for what's right, being the one who takes action can have a profound impact. Next is Rule 4, the spotlight effect. Have you ever felt like all eyes are on you, noticing every little thing you do? That's the spotlight effect, and it's more common than you might think. We tend to overestimate how much others notice us, whether it's a small mistake, an awkward comment, or how we look on any given day. The reality, though, is that most people are too caught up in their own thoughts to focus on the small details of what others are doing. This realization can be incredibly freeing. It means that those little things we worry about, like a bad hair day or a slip of the tongue, are usually not a big deal to anyone else. Understanding the spotlight effect can help us ease social anxiety and encourage us to be more comfortable in our own skin. After all, most people aren't paying as much attention as we think they are. Finally, Rule 5. The peak end rule. This rule is all about how we remember experiences. When we think back on an event, we don't recall every moment equally. Instead, we tend to focus on the most intense moments, the peaks, and how it ended. For example, think about a vacation. You might remember the breathtaking view from the mountaintop, or the frustration of losing your luggage, and how you felt on the last day as you packed up to leave. These moments stand out and shape your overall memory of the experience. The peak end rule can teach us a lot about how to create positive memories, both for ourselves and for others. By focusing on making the peak moments truly special and ensuring a good ending, we can leave a lasting, positive impression. It's why companies focus on making sure your final interaction with them is a good one, and why it's important to end on a high note in our personal lives as well. These 5 rules of psychology reveal some of the fascinating ways our minds work, shaping how we see the world and interact with others. By understanding these rules, we can better navigate our own thoughts and behaviors, leading to a more mindful and intentional way of living. If you found these insights into the human mind intriguing, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. There's so much more to explore in the world of psychology, and we've got plenty of fascinating content coming your way. Stay curious, stay engaged, and keep discovering the incredible power of the human mind.